we never have enough time for praise anyway. So I want to start by praising Sam and Paulo for the amazing work that they did to kick out the hatch. The hatch dress rehearsal is live, so it's super fun, and you guys will get that announcement later. I want to praise Optimus for getting the timer all sorted, so I don't have to do it. I want to I want to praise Mitch and Marco and Lauren and Nuggin for the amazing hack session that we had on the design, and especially Marco and Mitch for. Second praise for Marco and Mitch for really taking on the Commons dashboard design, really critical. I want to praise YGG and Sem for taking on the Python work that needs to be done to map the smart contracts to Python code for the back end of the Commons simulator. I want to praise, Metaverde for meeting her in person, Lauren for meeting her in person. Super cool to be meeting all these people in person. I can't wait to meet all of you guys in Paris, hopefully soon. And I want to praise Juan Carlos for the amazing work that he does with Gravity constantly. And I always have to ping him on this. I want to praise Livia and Matteo and Santi for taking on the source cred instance, because that's a lot of work and I'm very excited about it. And I'll pass it to Septimus.
Thank you, Griff. I displayed a lot of praise on the chat, so I wanna display praise for Gabi for all the work on the gardens, and yeah, everyone who's involved in it. I know you, Griff, are there, like Sam, Paulo. Yeah, I mean, praise all the people who's working on the gardens because it's very important for TEC. I want to give praise for Juan because he was helping me yesterday. It's not something related to tech, but I was just asking help and he was helping me, so thank you, Juan. And I want to give praise to Chuy because of the awesome audit call we have today, and he was super prepared actually, and it was really awesome, and it's going to be out soon. And I want to give praise to YG for being a steward, and yeah, I'll pass it to Suga.
Okay, I would love to say hello, and I would love to dish praise to YGG and Chewy for becoming stewards, to Livia, Griff, and Tam for busting it all the time and being there when I need them. I'd like to dish praise to Escanore, Mihai, Mensch, Andy, Joannette, and Shyla for being new joiners, for reaching out to contribute and cross-pollinate. I'd like to dish praise to Lauren, Juan Cazepti, Eduardo, Mitch, Marco, Metaverde, Matteo, and Santi for wonderful vibes. I'd love to dish praise to YGG and Jess for leading the great vibes on the impact hour analysis. I'd love to dish praise to Nate, Manu, Vivi, and Ivy for support and async syncing. I'd love to dish praise to Shebnem for inspiration and T. Wells for fabulous collaboration. And I'd love to pass to Santi, please.
Thank you, Suga, Katie. I'm going to be short today. I want to dish praise especially to the new two stewards, Chewy and YGG, for the comms and the lab, new groups. And I want to dish praise, especially a big dish praise for all the community for the voting of the Params and dealing with all the impact hour, analysis that we're going through, all the votings, everyone that posted a proposal, the 4 proposals that ended up, I think it was 4, ended up on the final voting, and all this process. It's been amazing, and I want to dish praise everyone for that. I'll pass it to Septimus.
Oh, I already went. I'll pass it to YGG.
Hey everyone. Dish praise to all the stewards for such an incredible welcome party at the stewards call. It feels amazing to be a part of the community and onboarded as a steward for the labs, which I think is one of the most awesome titles I've ever heard of. Praise to all the stewards. Really amazing work, and I'm so happy to be on board. I want to praise to Peter and Angela for really pushing forward long-term vision of the ecosystem and how token engineering can evolve and how a lot of these decentralized organizations can plug together to create really sustainable and long-lasting decentralized economies and provide services of token engineering for all of those who need it. Really great work coming out of the Ecosystem Value Flows course and being carried forward. And I also want to praise to Octopus for always putting in such good work when it needs to be done. He's very consistent with the praise analysis. Sometimes I collapse from exhaustion, and Octopus keeps going. So yeah, praise to Octopus. And I'll pass it over to Musashi13. And maybe he just popped out. I'll pass it over to Penguin.
Hey, thanks for having me. So, yeah, I'm from Metagame. I'm going to be doing the Community Rabbit Hole later today. So I'd just like to give praise to Chewy for reaching out and kind of arranging that. So thank you. And then props to Metaverde for being one of the kind of beacons in Metagame and always speaking very highly of you guys. So it's a pleasure to cross-pollinate and meet you all. So thank you. I will pass it to Metaverde.
Oh, thank you. So, well, praise to Penguin, of course, for being so dedicated to developing channels for cross-pollination, to Chuy Garcia for facilitating cross-pollination so much. And this is a separate thing, so it's more easy to compute. Praise to Chuy Garcia for keeping track of posts and places where gravity would be useful. Praise to Juan Bell for always being patient with me when I just want to vaporize everybody. And praise to YGV because I see you on the different lab things, leading labs like all the time, and I'm not ignoring anybody else. I haven't been around the meeting, so I haven't seen what you've been doing, and I know you've all been busy and doing just a shit ton of stuff. And praise to Griff for finding the time to meet me in person, and hopefully this is under bell so someone else gets more time. And Mitch. Oh.
Nice. Saved by the bell. Here, I've got my list of praise. I'd like to praise Nuggin, Lauren, and Griff for the Parameters Hack session. Praise to Tam for the CS swag and that arrived today. Praise Livy for her continuous work on the Git book. Praise to Chewy for leading comms. Praise Ivy for working on the Twitter strategy and helping make comms better. And I will pass it to Santi.
I already went.
Yeah, my bad. Pass it to Sam.
Thank you. I would like to praise, a lot of people today. Lauren and Chewy for making the text on the hats. It has a lot of quality, especially mentioned for Lauren, because she's very great at this. I would like to praise YCC, Jeff, and Heater for having the CatCat community call in which we presented the bonding curve research that we have been doing. Praise Grief and Libby for being amazing. I pass it to
That's it for you. How about Chewy?
I pass it to. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'll just go. I want to praise Lauren for her invaluable support in comms. I also would like to praise Sam, Paulo, Nugan, Pavel, Fabi, Gabi, and Griff for all of their hard work in the Common Swarm. I want to praise Escanore and Acid Laser for all of their help. And I also want to praise Metaverde and Juan Carlos for being able to help in another community. Also Septi for all of his help in the audit, the whole thing with the audit. And I also would like to praise my girlfriend because she brought me one of these things. Yeah. So thank you. I'll pass it to Tam.
So I'm going to keep it very short today, and I'm going to have a special spotlight just on Common Swarm. So I'm going to praise Sam and Paolo, Vitor, Fabio, Marco, and Griff. And thank you for everything that you guys are doing. And I'll pass back to Griff to pass on.
Sure. Let's pass it to Heater.
Hey everyone. I would like to praise Jess and Jeff for helping me onboard a little bit into the CAD EDU community. Been super exciting to help out there. YGG and Sem for presenting at the community call, CAD community call. Talked about bonding curves for an hour, which is always a blast. Livia for giving me some feedback on a TEC proposal in the works. And Blair for collaborating on that proposal with me. And I will pass it to Penguin.
Penguin went already.
Okay. I tried.
I'll pass it to Wonka. No worries. It was a good guess.
Well, I would like to praise Chewy Metaverde for helping to outreach One Hive and Gravity. Nate and Manu for collaborating with the comms. Livy, Jess, Jeff for their talk about polycentric governance and governance in DAOs. YGG for his being a steward and his work on the labs. Sep for being everywhere and amazing. Tam for being the steward of the stewards. Lauren and Mitch for connecting Gravity with One Hive. Griff for being an amazing leader, and Durgadas and Didan for collaborating a lot with Gravity. And I think I will pass to Mitch.
No,
I went already.
It's okay. Escanore, let's start to you.
Hi guys. Well, I want to praise Chewy for introducing me here, and Griff for being so welcoming and answering me every question I ask. And I also want to praise Evie for helping me claim the merch. And I want to pass it to Santi.
Wow. This is probably our worst record, actually. We usually do. One time we made it all the way through. It was incredible. But I'll throw it to Livia.
Thanks. I want to praise Meech for being super proactive with the Git book and adding a lot of information there. Praise Jessica, Jeff, Renzo, and myself for the great session we had on polycentric governance at the Near and Metagame hackathon yesterday and today. Praise Angela that supported us promoting and being active there. Praise Julia, Holland, and Juan Carlos for their awesome contributions to the discussion. Anna Marie and Phil H for joining us today. Huge praise to Eugene and James for organizing the event and bringing so much relevance to governance, thoughts in general. So much praise to Sam for holding the Celeste flag and helping us with SourceCred. Praise to Mateo and Santi for constantly holding the grounds there. Praise YGG for stepping up with the labs. Praise Peter for coming in strong with so many ideas for TEC proposals and working groups. Praise Katie for taking this huge work that is onboarding and doing with such good humor and care. And I don't know if there's someone left.
There is.
Nate.
I'll pass it. I'll pass it to Nate. Yeah.
Hey, sorry. Am I the last one?
No, there's two more.
Oh, I'll have to guess. Okay. I want to praise Chewy and Escanore for really getting in there with the comms working group and really working really hard in there. I want to praise Suga for her work with the style guides. I want to praise Tam for all the work that she does in facilitating and organizing this community. I want to praise Zeptimus for his work in doing access rights. YGG, congratulations on becoming a steward. Major praise to you. You deserve it. I want to praise Livy for all the work she's doing with SoftGov. I want to praise Wonka with the Gravity Working Group and the survey that he's distributing. I want to praise Atta for walking me through all the case studies. And I want to praise Penguin for coming in here and talking on behalf of Metagame. And I will pass it to, let me see if I can guess here. I'm going to go Pavel. Did I win?
Hi, thank you. I'd like to give praise to the Commons team, like Sam and Paolo for making the hatch, and Paolo for helping me with some issues, and probably Grief to leading this all, and yeah, you all guys, thank you. And now I pass it to who's next?
It's Musashi.
Yeah, I'll pass it to Musashi.
Are you there, Musashi? Okay, well, I'll pass it to Chris and see if Musashi wants to jump. We're praising Chris.
Awesome. Common stack specific stuff. I would say a big praise to Tam and Christopher for their work on getting the TEC swag shop going. There's a lot of work happening behind the scenes there that, yeah, I have a little visibility into, but even I don't see it all. So big praise to you guys for continuing that work. Hope to see that coming soon. And I just joined, so I'm not sure who's gone. So I'll pass back to Griff.
Yeah, well, let's pass it to Eduardo.
Hello. I don't know if you can hear me because there is some background noise. You hear me?
No, we hear you great.
Okay, thank you. I want to dish praise to Fahern for and Iskanor for reaching out, seeking for help with their processes. I want to dish praise to Tam for our weekly sessions that we have that are always enlightening. I want to dish praise to YGG for becoming a steward. That's nice. And I want to dish praise to Septimus for his video that he made about the Lauren proposal. So I don't know who hasn't gone. So back to you, Griff.
I'll give Musashi one last chance to unmute his mic if you want. Nope. Okay, cool. Let's keep rolling. So thank you guys for joining us for the community call. I'll be facilitating, and of course, as always, Wonka will be moderating for me. Please feel free to join our Telegram group where more praise can be dished your way. If you want to dish praise in the Discord, you can dish praise at any time. You don't have to wait till Thursday. Praise is good all 24/7. So come on into the Discord. You can ask Chris or any of the stewards really, and we can give you a little bit of hints on how to actually work with the praise bot on Discord, and then we'll give you the power to go wild and dish praise to everyone. It's really fun. Also, if you feel like there's any kind of awkwardness in the force, if you feel like the relational fabric could be stronger and tighter, we have this awesome form, this gravity form that Wonka has put together. And the gravity team is sitting there waiting, hoping for you to fill out this form and give them some fun tasks to make our thing stronger. So if you feel any kind of awkwardness or you notice anything weird between people, we're a lovey-dovey community, and let's keep it that way. Fill out our form and tell us what's up. And then, of course, the big news is we reached a huge milestone this week. We rocked the vote, and we found a winner. 83 is our hatch params. So now all of those things that we've been like, well, we don't know because the community has to decide. We decided it's 83. We have the hatch length. We know what the min goal is, the max goal is. We have it all sorted. It's super cool, super exciting. And with that, there's a lot more, of course, going on. And so I'll just pass it. It's the working group time, and I'll pass it to Tam to tell us about community.
Okay, super sweet. So community stewards, let's, I guess, start with the roadmap. Actually, we're at sprint 11. Yay, sprint 11. Here on our ZenHub board, we're now using ZenHub's sprints, so ignore milestones. And if you want to see what's going on in each sprint, you can use this sprint dropdown and see what's in our sprint backlog, what's in progress, anything that's blocked. And to go back to our timelines, our hatch timeline was extended to include 2 new things. One is we wanted to give the runoff parameters another week so people could really participate in the voting. And the other important thing is the impact hour data analysis. So we added a few more weeks so that we could do a comprehensive data analysis and have some time for the community to review and consider interventions and have a vote on it. So our hatch timeline is now mid to end June, probably more likely end June. And of course, will be tracked here every week. When we were looking at our new timeline, one of the unexpected bonuses is that the hatch should still be open when the TEC goes to Paris for ETHCC. We are having discussions on our Discord channel about who can go to Paris, and we hope as many of the people in the TEC community can meet us in Paris, July 20th to 22nd. So I'd like to just throw that out as well. What else do we have? So we have something big. We have a new steward nomination. You guys already heard it. It's old news already. But welcome YGG to the stewards group and the labs, which to be honest, we've really always thought of you as a steward and the labs as a working group. So now it's just really making official what we already believe is the truth is happening. Let me go to the next slide here. Okay, so call for contributors. I also shared this last week, but I think it's a good place just to say, hey, the community stewards come together, and we made a little wish list of all of the people or the profiles and skill sets that we could use in each of our working groups like today. So if somebody started today, this is the kinds of skills that we need. So please have a look, reach out to Katie, who can help with onboarding and directing you to the stewards group, or reach out to the steward for the working group directly. And I'd say our progress to hatch, these numbers aren't changing because we're not actively doing hatcher outreach and one-on-one sessions anymore, but progress is being made in campaigns and other things. All the good stuff happens in the working groups, so I'm going to pass to Santi now to give you an update from legal.
Thank you, Tam. Well, legal working group is just wrapping up those documents that we had finished with all the data that came out of the final voting. Today I finished the hatch proposal, the hatch terms, and I'm gonna be working on tomorrow. I'm gonna integrate the data to the first document that we produced, which was I don't remember exactly the name. I forgot the names. Anyway, we're just integrating those params, and we're gonna have finally the documents finalized. One of them is the hatch terms, which is already finished with all the parameters. And we're gonna be meeting next Friday. We usually meet on Fridays at 4 p.m. Central European Time. We've started doing meetings bi-weekly, and we're gonna do that for a while. And so you are all invited. We are gonna be having last discussions on some of the things around those documents, and we've started discussing about how to manage legal issues with third-party services from people joining the DAO or from third-party using elements of the DAO, how to protect the DAO from that, if we want to, if we can, if we cannot. So it's very interesting, and I welcome you to join us. Again, not this Friday, but next Friday at 4 p.m. Central European Time. And that's all from legal. I'll pass it to Gravity, Juan Carlos.
In Gravity, we work to foster coordination through prevention and management of conflict. And for our updates, today, after this call, we have our weekly sync, and normally I spoil the question, but today I will spoil what we will do in the call, and we are going to review the first Graviton training slides because we are going to have a second Graviton training after July. We still don't have a exact date, but it would be good to start reviewing what went well, what can improve, what needs updating, and today we're going to discuss that. To see how can we improve the slides and the training for the second Graviton training, that hopefully we will have people from other communities. The call to action is to fill and share the gravity survey, especially if you are new to the TEC or if you participate in other communities, because our idea is to know what are the needs related to conflict management in DAOs. And you can see the other links because we have like a step-by-step process, and the type form is the tool for easy access for everyone to request conflict management. So yes, if you happen to be feeling something between you or other people, or you see something or behavior that you don't like from other people, you can talk or send talk to any of the gravitons, or send the gravity type form, and in that way we can be informed of what is happening in the organization, and also we will act with professional responsibility to try to mediate a dialogue and to see how can we transform that unpleasant situation into a desired outcome. So I think that's it for gravity, and I will pass to Hatcher Outreach.
All right. I guess I don't need to share the screen because you're sharing it, so maybe I'll stop. So Hatcher Outreach, well, the big thing that we're doing is the campaign to let people that have impact hours that have not activated their trusted seed know that those impact hours will be lost forever if you haven't activated your trusted seed. We're doing it on a one-on-one basis, so we're individually reaching out to every single person. The TEC can definitely let you know if you have impact hours and are at risk of losing them if you haven't activated your trusted seed. But trusted seed is part of Common Stack, so if you're having problems with the trusted seed application or scholarship or activation, Dan in Common Stack is the person who is sort of the guardian, the gardener of the trusted seed, and can help you with a lot of that stuff. And somebody like Eduardo or myself or Griff or Livia or anyone can sort of help connect you to Dan if you need his contact information. And the other thing, Eduardo and I were talking this morning on the Hatcher Outreach call itself. We did have somebody join, which was excellent. It turned out to be a little more of an onboarding session than Hatcher Outreach. So we're going to rebrand this Ask Me Anything to like the TEC Hatch Ask Me Anything, where someone will be available to specifically ask questions or answer questions about the TEC Hatch itself. And Eduardo had the idea to change it to be more accommodating for other time zones. So we're looking at moving it to 4 p.m. CET. And Eduardo, is there anything else that we should add for the Hatcher Outreach update?
No, just basically if you find a blocker on the process of applying to the trusted seed, or a blocker on paying the membership dues, let me know. Everyone has some special cases. The DApp sometimes may have a box or anything. Just don't let that block your process, and let us know if you find anything like that. That will be all. I will pass it on to Libby.
Thanks, Edu. I'll share my screen quick. Okay, so this week in SoftGov, we had a little Ostrom's Principles temperature check. And I just wanted to share with you guys the results we got because it's pretty interesting. So the clearly defined boundaries, they went from 60 to 80%. The rules and the sustainability of our resources from 30 to 80%. And this one also where we're talking that varies a little bit more because we don't have all the resources available yet. So maybe after the hatch, this will change a little bit. The collective choice arrangements, like how do we make decisions from 85 to 95%. So it seems like there is a sense of of satisfaction with how we've been creating decisions, and the monitoring from 80 to 85%, graduated sanctions 50 to 70 to 80%, conflict resolution 85 to 90%, and our legal aspects 80 to 95%, and nested enterprises, how we are in relation to our colon structures, our fractal structure from 60 to 85%. So yeah, that was really cool to understand a little bit how we've been integrating the principles. And if anyone has questions about what are you talking about, or if you don't agree with these numbers, I'm always open to talk and we can bring this to SoftGov. And also in the SourceCred side, we decided to use, also in this last call, we decided to use something like One Hive's pollen. So tomorrow, probably, or very soon this week, we'll have a call to pick the parameters of this DAO. So if you want to be involved, a few people signal already in the call. But if you're listening to this now and you want to be involved, just let us know. But the invite will be in the calendar anyways. And we have the Celeste proposal. So we didn't post it last week, and we decided to post this week to give time for this SoftGov call where we could have more like an understanding and bring up questions. So Sam did this amazing post explaining everything about how Celeste would work, what are the pros and cons for our community, why we should implement Celeste as the arbitrator for disputable voting and disputable conviction voting. You can understand all of this in this post. Is very well written. And you can vote here on whether we're going to implement this or not. So the results of this vote are going to come on Monday. We're going to close this and then start talking about the covenant that you also can read more about it on the next SoftGov call. I hope you're all not tired of voting yet. So we have this extra session. And one last thing is that the AMAs changed the time. So now we have it at 6 p.m. CET instead of 4 p.m. because Katie couldn't make it the 4 p.m. time. And it's really important for her to be there since she's helping so many people to join the community. So yeah, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. If you have questions, just come on over. And with that, I'll pass to Zactimus and transparency.
Thank you, Libby. On transparency, yeah, we have a lot of new issues now. Like Nate, we're discussing with Nate that create beings and they're awesome. Like we will add rules and boundaries for the platforms, and also Durgadas is going to help us to set up a dash line that is going to be a tool that possibly can be good for manage our data security. And yeah, also like we are going to have weekly calls after SoftGov for it's going to be work sessions that is mostly going to be me and Nate, but everyone is welcome to join. That'd be awesome. And yeah, we're still working on the YouTube videos and everything is going good and the bot is ready. So I'll pass it to Omega.
Who wants to take on Olivia, or have you?
I think Shabnan gave such good updates last week, and it's a bi-weekly working group. So I don't know if there is something new to add, but yes, if you haven't filled this form yet, please do. We have around 20 responses now, which is great, but I think it's a form that will continue to be up there. And Letty has been hosting very interesting sessions to talk, to open dialogue around token engineering. And I think actually Peter made a statement today that I think it's very pertinent to this working group. That is, not one person not a single person is a token engineer, but we need multiple people to bring the flower to emergence. So I think that's a really nice insight that Omega is going to be exploring also. And I'll pass to YGG with labs.
Awesome, thanks, Livy. So weekly sync on labs. We've never had a weekly sync. We've had more just lab sessions, but I think it would be great to implement a weekly sync because there's so many different things happening. The TEC labs is quite fractal in nature, so I think like a coordination space would be nice. So I'm thinking about actually making a 30-minute weekly sync where people can just join, touch base, and get updates on everything that's happening. So I don't know when that'll be exactly. I think I'll just drop a note in the labs channel and get some conversations going. I feel like it'll probably be on Wednesdays or Fridays. But yeah, so I'll set that up a 30-minute sync. Meanwhile, there's the praise analysis happening on Sundays. There's bonding curve research happening on Sundays, conviction voting, all sorts of good stuff. So that's been facilitated by the Params working group so far. So there's going to be a lot of coordination between those two groups. And there is another series of CAD boot camp coming up with Peter and Blair. So lots of good stuff to look forward to, and I'll just get the async conversation started in the labs channel for now. And that's all for me. So I'll pass over to Nate.
I will pass it to Chewy.
Thanks, YGG. Thanks, Nate. Yes, I know. I knew I was missing something. Speaking about like these kind of like updates and stuff like that, we have a like really good news. We have our audit is ready. Septi helped me a lot this morning to finally put together what we were working on. So we want to take this like as an opportunity to just try to like gain some a rhythm and be able to get the most out of the hatch comms. We do have a new manifesto. We're adding like our new contributors and just like a better just directory of knowing who to reach for what. And our content workshops have been doing really good. We've been doing a pretty good stuff in it. So please, if you have like any kind of idea for content, if you have even if it's a meme or whatever it is, or if you just want to like hang out and we listen to music sometimes. So yeah, come to the content workshops. And we about our video content, we're finally after some final notes, we have our interview video ready, and I think we should be good for showing it in our working group on Tuesday. So please don't miss our working group this Tuesday. And we're also going to be using that video for the hatch dress rehearsal, and hopefully the animation one is going to be ready by the time we open the hatch. So and just as an advance, the text that we were working on in our content workshops and hack sessions, it's already up in the hatch dress rehearsal. So thanks to everyone that contributed with this. And yeah, please make sure you come to our working group. It's also really fun, and we'll see you at the meme party also tomorrow. And with this, I'll pass it to Griff on Params.
Yeah. Thanks, Chewy. Always, yeah. Params, it just never stops. We just finished the hatch param party. We won 83, and now it's time to go. We got to do the commons upgrade dashboard, the commons config dashboard. Very excited about it. Major praise to Marco and Mitch for really tackling on the design. The goal is to do design validation from user testing before we actually go into wild development. So we don't run into another impact hour slope. If you guys remember that one. So we're gonna try to set that up, and if anyone wants to jump in and help us figure out what's gonna make sense to people so that they can actually configure their own bonding curve conviction voting commons, well, we're open for support. please feel free to hang out with us. Actually, and also YGG and SEM, major praise. They are hitting hard on the Python code to get the base layer that actually matches smart contracts, so we can run simulations on what will happen if certain parameters are chosen. Amazing work. They would love some support if you guys have if anyone knows any Python devs that would be interested in deving up some boring bonding curve conviction voting thing. Some, I don't know, it might be interesting. Should really invite them. I'm sure they would love it. We have 2 calls that are fun. We have this Wednesday sync. That's at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a little late for Europe, 10 p.m. Europe time. And then on Sunday, I actually don't know what time it is, but it's a 4-hour hack session, so you can't miss. It's on the calendar. It's a really fun hack session. YGG is usually going wild. Right now, we're focused on praise, but we try to make sure that there's also time for the classic params work. Yeah, and with that, I'll throw it over to Sam for the Common Swarm, who has some really exciting news.
Thank you, Griff. Yeah, if you, I worked on a slide today. We have 2 news. One is that we have a high stress rehearsal with the parameters of 23. And we have a new video made by Septi of Lauren explaining the 83 parameters. And yeah, you can donate using the test die that you have in your accounts if you are trusted seed. And this should be if it goes well, which should go well, then we are ready to launch. So yeah, it has been a long time. And in other news, we also have been working this week on continuing the commons upgrade. Yeah, Griff is donating 100,000 to die. Wow, man, it's a lot. Let's see how it goes. Okay, it's there. So let's see how much. I mean, you can test it. If you can include the amount more or less that you are going to put, then we can see. Or whatever. You have a lot of TI. Put whatever you want. Okay, and in the other spectrum, we have been working with. Well, one of the things is that we have extracted the Bancor Market Maker application from OneHive Marketplace. So right now it's much easier to work with and install it in any DAO, which is very good, because with that we can do a common to create that it's very easy to do. And yeah, this is the repo with the different roles and different initialization parameters. And the thing is that now you can just install this application and you have a working bonding curve. And this allows us to do something that was not there at the beginning, which is because we have the original plan was to create a fork of Gardens, but with the current state of the technology, because it is very easy to install the bonding curve, and also Gardens is open enough to allow different tokens to coexist together in the Gardens. It should be possible. It is still not clear, but it should be possible to be able to be inside of to be a garden, which it is like we have our own token baked by a bonding curve, but we are still here inside Gardens and listed as a garden, which is super cool. Of course, it is also important that part of the decision is if we want to go with Celeste or we want another mechanism for this dispute voting resolution. And this is why the vote of this week in the forum. But I have it clear. I would like TEC to be a garden. And yeah, this is my update, the update of Commons Forum.
Nice.
That's amazing,
Yeah.
Sam.
So,
Did you guys see that documentation?
Amazing. Seriously, wow, this is really nice. This is really cool, and even a link to the front end. Yeah, thank you, Sam. And I just also want to reiterate, like, go in there and test the hatch. We're only 30% to min goal, and all of you have $1 million, a million TDI. So definitely don't be shy. Let's get this baby capped out. We got 14 million to go. I think we can do it. So the hatch is only going to be open for 2 days, but other than that, everything here is the exact same parameters as 83. So besides the timing, that's the only thing that's a little sped up. So go in there. You have 2 days to participate in the hatch. hatch.tecommons.org, and then if we make the main goal, then we'll actually also get to practice the commons upgrade. So yeah. See, and now we have lots of time, which is great because we have such an awesome spotlight today. Mr. Penguin from Metagame is going to tell us what's going on in our very good friends. I don't know if there's another project that's as aligned with the common stack as Metagame. So I'll just pass it to Penguin to take it away. Mr. Penguin, you're... there.
Okay, hey, how's it going, Griff? Can you see my slides okay? Okay, great. So thanks for having me here today. So yeah, I think Metagame and the token engineering commons are very well aligned. As you said, we're focused on kind of the future of work and organizing people to create value and solve problems. So one of the ways that we've done that is to kind of go past what is the same idea and kind of step into the realms of you can't be serious. And so I think the big part of that is making things fun and engaging and making things as much like a game as possible for people so that they have some elements that are kind of familiar but also really reflect the active work groups that we have. So these are things like calling our participants and users players and organizing our work groups into guilds and kind of mapping our skills and roles to different things that are synonymous with Dungeons and Dragons or MMO games. So you're going to go slay a demon or a dragon, and in this case, these are our projects. So, and by basically proving your value and establishing things, you get achievements and recognition in the guild. So this helps you move up in the rankings of Metagame. And so we tried to really play on kind of the game mechanics and like understand why people play the game as a way to understand why people play games in general, as a way to understand like their basic needs and why they are entering into our space and how we can kind of better meet their needs and help educate them as we build up skills and onboard them with the correct ethos and kind of make sure that they're here for the right reason instead of just trying to figure out Wind Moon or being all about speculation. So we try and really empower users and our players to care about themselves and each other and about what they're doing to basically build up like really strong engagement through direct connections while people have fun and work together. So the game is a metaphor for life. So we're all playing the game of life, just like the board game. We spin our turns. Some people go to college. Some people end up in Web3. Some people, have a car full of kids. But it's all about kind of establishing where we are and meeting our resources. So we all have our different skills and our different opportunities that we can present. So by aligning them and building a web where we can all network together and share with some of the kind of the founders that we think are doing things right, we can make sure that our network grows organically with the people that are going to fill out these different communities properly. And so we're definitely focused kind of in the meta cartel ecosystem because that's where a lot of our kind of foundations are. So we funnel a lot of people like Raid Guild and Meta Cartel, but also because of our connections, we go pretty wide as well. So everyone that is into One Hive has got Path In. We've got a whole bunch of different guilds that kind of create this opportunity. And so that's one of the things is like a lot of the DAOs, there's still like a very command and control center thing. There's a small team that kind of move everything, and it's kind of the allocations are fixed. It's not really going to be sustainable for a lot of these situations. So one of the things that we're trying to do is we're trying to build a permissionless system where basically through soft community signaling, much like you guys did with the hatch, we want to try and figure out what the community thinks we should do, and kind of decentralize the power so that the work is done by the people that are doing the work rather than by overlords that are kind of dictating what you do. And so that kind of goes back to like the revolution, right? Where instead of coercion and trying to tell people this is what you have to do, this is the work that we're going to put you on. Now we're trying to build systems where people are doing what they want to do because they want to do it. And we give them the tools and kind of the connections that help fill out their skill profile so that when they help us build new systems, they are getting empowered and getting the right connections, and we're supporting them financially as much as we can in a basic services kind of ecosystem. So it's really hard as like a public good to support people and also do that. So we do that through like engagement through other communities. So the TEC is one of our guilds and One Hive, and basically through all of our friends, we're able to support a network that is really transparent through both our members and through like Web3. So we get to direct people to the different organizations and different technologies that are the best fit for them, rather than trying to show them a specific product. In fact, we don't really have a product that we're trying to sell people. We're trying to sell people on doing Web3 the right way, using source cred to decentralize power and kind of examine how coordination and communication can improve everything that we do, and build the network of people that are aligned, because the more people that we have building the future the right way, the better future will be, and more aligned people will be. So what are some of the things that we're building? So this is the My Meta. So this is a profile page that's integrated with 3Box, and we're updating it to work with Ceramic as well. So it captures all of your DAOs. So specifically, this is going to look at Moloch DAOs, and I think it looks at Aragon DAOs as well. Not 100% sure, but it also has Metagame that is included for the specific organization. So like you can see Metagame, we track your XP that you've earned. And our XP is used as a reputation system. And that reputation system gets translated into something equivalent to like impact hours when we mint. So basically the amount of experience that someone generated during that cycle translates to their payout and seed distribution. But we've really tried to make this not just about Metagame. This has things for their NFTs in general. This is kind of like a decentralized profile. So we're trying to make kind of like a LinkedIn, but nothing like LinkedIn. So you can add your skills, you can add all of your stuff, and this is all through kind of the decentralized profiles. And Meta OS, this is one of our kind of stretch goals that we're working on, is that we're trying to take what we've learned with Metagame and make it so it's a lot more accessible for other DAOs, and they can repeat what we've done. And also this kind of speaks a lot to transparency and support. So we want to make it really easy to see, where did it come from, where did it go, and specifically like experience and money, and also like where was the work done. So we want to be able to empower people to create goals and complete goals, as well as make sure that the work that they're doing is aligned with Metagame proper. So we do that a lot through Guild and kind of pairing people up with their support networks, and also identifying skills. So that's another big thing that we're working on the coming season, is figuring out a way to do skill forests and basically manage skills through guilds, so we can recognize who's doing what and also kind of level things up. So it's a very fluid process, and basically anyone can kind of hop in and participate. And we're always having new members of our community and the general area that kind of funnel in. As I said, so the network is reciprocated. We flow people to where they need to go, and other people flow players to us as well that need to kind of find out about the ethos. So metagame.wtf is our website. We host events like MetaFest, which is a virtual conference where we bring together a whole bunch of different communities and leaders to talk about what's important. And so we're always looking for new ways to engage and support the DAOs, artists, as well as governance and freedom of thinking. So thank you very much for the time to come and explain a little bit about us, and I'm happy to step into some of your meetings as well. The Hatch was a really great thing. I actually caught it from 2 different communities, so thank you for making those fun. You guys do an amazing job.
Thank you, Penguin.
I'm happy to answer any questions you have about Metagame, and always open for DM. If you want to invite, I will drop an invite in the community hall as well.
Yeah, thank you, Penguin. Great presentation, and I can't recommend enough, guys. If there's one other awesome lovey-dovey community out there, it's Metagame. We have someone. There's a lot of fun stuff. So definitely get in there and check them out. And of course, thank you for coming to our community sync. Right after this, we have Gravity. And if you need any help, if you have impact hours and haven't activated your Trusted Seed membership, please go talk to Dan or talk to any of us and just like get that settled, because we really don't want you to end up without your impact hours. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you at Gravity. Bye.